You have won almost everything football can offer.
Silva working it short this time, in by Moutinho, and in by Ronaldo!
Stadiums have screamed your name from Manchester to Madrid, from Turin to Riyadh. You have lifted Champions Leagues, shattered records, silenced critics, and turned your own body into a monument of discipline. But there is one image you cannot escape. Lionel Messi standing in Qatar wrapped in gold and black, lifting the World Cup into the night sky. The one crown that made the world say his story was complete. And now, years later, you are still here. Older, sharper in the mind than the legs, still carrying Portugal on your chest. Still hearing the question that follows you everywhere. Can you win the one trophy Messi already has? You tell yourself it is not about him. But deep down, you know history keeps both of your names on the same page. And the final chapter has not been written yet.
Chapter 1, The Boy from Madeira.
You begin far from the bright lights. Before the cameras, before the global brand, before the shirt sales and the records, you are just a skinny boy on the island of Madeira, running through narrow streets with a ball at your feet and something restless in your chest. The world does not know you. Europe does not fear you. Nobody is comparing you to anyone. But you already feel it. The hunger, the need to be more than talented, the need to escape ordinary life completely. Football is not a hobby, it is your way out. Every touch feels like a promise. Every training session feels like a test. You learn early that talent gets attention, but obsession creates separation. While other boys rest, you keep going. While others laugh, you study. While others dream, you punish your body until the dream begins to look realistic. Then the call comes. Sporting. Lisbon. A bigger stage. A colder world. You leave home young and the distance hurts more than you admit. You miss family, familiar voices, the island air. But pain becomes fuel. Loneliness becomes discipline. You are not just learning football anymore, you're learning how to survive pressure. And somewhere in Argentina, another boy is growing up with a ball that seems glued to his feet. You do not know him yet, but one day the world will refuse to say your name without saying his.
Chapter 2, The Boy from Rosario.
While you're fighting your way through Portugal, Lionel Messi is rising from Rosario. He is smaller, quieter, softer in public, but with the ball he looks impossible. He does not attack football the way you do. He floats through it, he bends space. Defenders do not bounce off him, they disappear behind him. You hear about him before you truly face him. The Barcelona kid, the miracle from La Masia, the left foot that makes adults look foolish. At first, he is just another name in the distance. Football is full of wonder kids. Most vanish, but he does not vanish. He grows, he scores, he wins. And soon people begin creating a shape for your future without asking you. They put you on one side and him on the other. You are power, speed, muscle, flight. He is balance, instinct, magic, silence. You are the storm. He is the spell. The world loves contrast. It needs heroes and rivals. It needs debates in cafes, arguments in schoolyards, headlines that turn greatness into a war. And as you rise at Manchester United wearing the number 7, you begin to feel the first real weight of expectation. You are no longer just a talented winger. You are becoming Cristiano Ronaldo. But to become immortal, being great will not be enough. You will have to be greater than him.
Chapter 3, England Makes You Dangerous.
Manchester hardens you. The rain, the tackles, the noise, the pressure of Old Trafford. Everything about England demands that you grow up quickly. At first they see the tricks, the stepovers, the flair. The young Portuguese player who wants to embarrass defenders, Then you change. You add strength. You add finishing. You add rage. You stop being decoration and become destruction. Every season, you return sharper. The boy who wanted applause becomes the man who wants numbers, trophies, domination. You win. You score. You learn from pressure instead of hiding from it. And when the Champions League nights arrive, you feel something different under the floodlights. This is not just football. This is legacy being recorded in real time. Then Messi and Barcelona appear like a warning from the future. You can feel it now. He is not just another great player. He is the mirror that refuses to break. Every goal you score, he answers. Every award you chase, he stands in the way. Every time you seem alone at the top, you look across Europe and see him there too. You are becoming one of the greatest players alive. But the problem is, so is he. And the rivalry is about to move into the same country.
Chapter 4. Spain becomes the battlefield.
When you arrive at Real Madrid, the stage changes forever. This is no longer a distant comparison between England and Spain. Now it is white against blue and red, Madrid against Barcelona, Bernabeu against Camp Nou, Ronaldo against Messi. Every Clásico feels less like a match and more like a global trial. The tunnel is tight, the cameras are close, and the air feels electric before anyone touches the ball. You see him across the pitch, calm, small, unreadable. Around you, the stadium shakes with hatred and worship. You do not just want to win, you want to prove something. You sprint harder, jump higher, shoot from angles that make no sense. You turn yourself into a machine of consequences. If the ball comes into the box, the world holds its breath. If there's a free kick, the wall trembles. If Madrid needs a goal, everyone knows where to look. But Messi keeps answering in his own language. A dribble through bodies, a pass nobody sees, a finish that feels whispered instead of struck. He does not chase your image, he builds his own. Years pass like thunder. Ballon d'Or, ceremonies become chapters in your private war. Champions League nights become evidence. La Liga records fall. The world divides itself into two tribes, and every child with a football is asked to choose. You tell yourself competition makes you better, but competition also becomes a cage. Because when two men climb football's highest mountain together, people keep asking who reached the summit first, and then comes the one tournament that can change the answer forever.
Chapter 5. The World Cup wound.
The World Cup is different. Club football gives you time, seasons, second legs, transfers, redemption. The World Cup gives you a few weeks and no mercy. One bad night can stain 4 years. One missed chance can echo forever. You carry Portugal into tournament after tournament. 2006, 2010, 2014, 2018, 2022. You score across eras, you become historic. But history is cruel when it is incomplete. Portugal fights. You fight. There are great moments, yes, moments that prove your longevity, your leadership, your refusal to disappear. But the trophy never comes. Each exit feels like a door closing louder than the last. And then Qatar arrives. You are older now. The world studies your face for signs of decline. Every substitution becomes a headline. Every emotion becomes a debate. Every camera looks for cracks. You wanted Qatar to be your completion. Instead, you watch another story reach its perfect ending. Messi lifts the World Cup. The image travels everywhere. Phones, billboards, documentaries, murals, memories. His last missing piece is no longer missing. The argument changes overnight. The world that once debated endlessly now begins to speak with a different confidence. Messi has the World Cup. You do not, and for the first time, the rivalry feels like it has judged you. But pain has never ended you before. It has only taught you where to begin again.
Chapter 6. The Crown Across the Ocean.
After Qatar, you enter a strange new chapter. The European nights that once defined you are no longer your weekly stage. Your body is older. Recovery takes longer. The headlines become sharper. Some people speak about you like a memory while you're still playing. That is what hurts most. Not criticism. You have lived with criticism your entire life. What hurts is being treated like the ending has already happened. But every morning you still wake up with the same instinct. Train, stretch, run, finish, repeat. You look in the mirror and see the years, but you also see the discipline that carried you through them. You know you cannot play like the boy from Manchester forever. So you adapt, you conserve, you choose moments, you become more calculated, more ruthless with less movement. And in the distance, Messi's crown still shines. Not because you hate him, not because his victory destroys yours, but because greatness at your level is measured in tiny spaces. One trophy, one final, one penalty, one image. People say the debate is over, you hear them. And somewhere inside you, something refuses to accept that the final word belongs to anyone else. Portugal still has talent. Portugal still has belief. And you still have one more dream, powerful enough to hurt. The World Cup is coming again. And this time it feels less like a tournament. It feels like your last trial.
Chapter 7. The Final Chase.
You arrive at the edge of another World Cup with more behind you than ahead of you. That is the truth no champion can outrun. The young players around you grew up watching your highlights. Some of them copied your celebration in schoolyards. Some of them became professionals because you made greatness look possible. Now they look at you not just as a teammate, but as a symbol. You feel the responsibility differently. In your 20s, you wanted to conquer the world. In your 30s, you wanted to defend your throne. Now, in your 40s, you want one last answer from destiny? The dressing room is quieter than the stadium. Boots taped, shirts hanging, Portuguese red waiting under fluorescent light. You sit for a moment and listen to the low rumble outside, the sound of thousands becoming one voice. You think about Madeira. You think about Manchester rain. You think about Madrid nights when the whole world seemed to stop for your next touch. You think about the boy from Rosario, the rival who pushed your name into eternity. You think about Qatar, about Messi's hands around the trophy, about the picture that followed you into every conversation. Then you stand. Not because you are young, because you are not finished. The captain's armband wraps around your arm, but this time it feels heavier. Not like pressure, like memory. You walk toward the tunnel knowing this could be the last version of you the World Cup ever sees. And if history wants one final chapter, it will have to survive you first.
Chapter 8. What the crown really means.
The world thinks you are chasing Messi. Maybe part of you is. Maybe every great rivalry leaves a shadow that never fully disappears. But as the final chase begins, you understand something deeper. You're not only chasing his crown, you are chasing peace. The kind of peace that comes when the boy from Madeira can finally stop running. The kind of peace that says every sacrifice meant something. The kind of peace that no headline, no debate, no comparison can take away. Because Messi's World Cup did not erase you. It challenged the last empty space in your story. And that is why you keep going. Not for people who already decided, not for the debates that will never end, not for the strangers counting trophies as if greatness can fit inside a spreadsheet. You keep going for the child who left home too young, for the teenager who wore number 7 and dared to grow into it, For the man who stood in the brightest rivalry football has ever seen and never looked away. You step onto the pitch. The lights burn white. The anthem begins. Your chest rises beneath the Portugal badge. Across the world, millions watch. Some want you to win. Some want you to fail. Some just want to witness the end of an era. But you're not thinking about the world now. You're thinking about one ball, one chance, one run, one final leap into the air. Because if this is truly the last dance, then you will not leave quietly. Messi has his crown. Now you chase yours. And for as long as the whistle is not blown, history still has to wait.